What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy Matt Munz Monday. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're a returning fan, viewer, or subscriber, welcome back, because without you, none of this would be possible. Feels like it's been forever since the last time I made a video. Last week I took off because I was originally supposed to be in E3, and it's a long story, and it didn't end up working out. However, I spent those days watching all of the conferences and really taking it in so that I could make this video today. I intended to make this video sooner, but it ended up being pushed back till today, and I apologize for that, but here we are. Let's get right into it. E3 was last week, if you didn't know, and I kind of wanted to just talk about it because I feel like it's really worth talking about for the wrong reasons. So Saturday was the first day of the conferences, and it opened with EA, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about EA because, honestly,
so the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
So does that mean I get to like hold a lightsaber?
Yes.
Nothing notable was mentioned during this conference, and I'm extremely disappointed. I feel like EA continues to disappoint, continues to drop the ball with their games and their announcements and their business plan, and I just don't have a lot to say about EA, so I'm not going to spend any more time talking about them. EA, you let me down again another year. And Battlefield 5 would be the only thing worth mentioning, and even then they didn't really show us too much of that. Sunday started off with Microsoft in the afternoon, and although most people are giving the win to Microsoft, and I do agree in some senses, Microsoft showed off 50 games, but most of them weren't console exclusive, so to me, it doesn't count. I can't give the win to Microsoft when the games they were showing off that were so incredible weren't even their own. They're just something that's going to be shared across multiple platforms. I mean, sure, they had games like a new Gears and Halo Infinite, but those aren't games that I necessarily care about, and I know that a lot of people do, but whatever. Things that they did get to announce were things like Devil May Cry 5 and Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition and Jump Force. I'm very excited about those titles, and I can't wait. And of course, announcing new Kingdom Hearts worlds and things like that. So for those reasons, I feel like Microsoft was a standout to me, but for the majority, they didn't really bring anything that was super console exclusive that really jumped out at me or really stood out, and so I'm not giving them the win. Up next was Bethesda, and I'm not normally a Bethesda fan. I have played Elder Scrolls before, I have never played Fallout, you know, so I don't really have that big of an opinion. It opened really obnoxiously.
Come on, E3! We got ready to go! This is your time to pay! This is your judgment day! Come on!
You know, we were kind of just like, what's going on? And Rage 2 looks alright, but it doesn't look like anything amazing to me. And then it was just cluttered with very uncomfortable applause and pausing and people that were trying to make jokes, and it was just really weird. However, I must say that Fallout 76 really looks great and sounds awesome, so I think that was really a standout for me. And then of course announcing Elder Scrolls 6, which is so exciting. I know so many fans have waited a long time for that, and for that reason I feel like Bethesda did a really great job. I don't think that they necessarily were a standout to me, but those two titles were standouts to me. Then on Monday we had Ubisoft's conference, which to me, well, so it was that and then some. To me, nothing really jumped out at Ubisoft either. I mean, Beyond Good and Evil 2, I've never played the first one, but the trailer looked cool. We still haven't really seen gameplay yet. I am excited about the Rabbids DLC, but I mean, we already knew about that. Just Dance was so awkward, and their announcement was just... I mean, I cringe the whole time. So yeah, again, Ubisoft really didn't bring anything new to the table, and I just couldn't even believe that man coming in with the motorcycle that he rode 20 inches down the aisle and then faked a fall and smashed all this. It was just obnoxious. The whole thing from beginning to end was just over the top and unnecessary, and it just irritated me. I was just so annoyed. And then Monday night was a big disappointment for me. It was the Sony conference. It was 25 minutes of this. gameplay for things that we already knew about, like The Last of Us Part 2, which looked beautiful and great, but wasn't anything new, and Spider-Man, which of course I'm super excited about, but we've already seen Spider-Man gameplay, and that samurai game that the title is slipping from me, which looked decent but very empty, and I just was so let down, like, from the whole Sony experience. I was hoping for so much more. The standout of the Sony conference was finding out that Pirates of the Caribbean was going to be back as a Kingdom Hearts 3 world. So, like, I'm obsessed with Pirate Sora. Just to be honest, it looks awesome. And that to me was like the big thing from Sony. And what? Sony has always been so strong at E3, so I was extremely disappointed with that. And then on Tuesday, it was Nintendo's Direct, and all of us have heard all these leaks. If you watched my E3 predictions video, you know I discussed some of the leaks, and some of them turned out to be real, like Dragon Ball FighterZ coming to the Switch, and Paladins coming to the Switch, and these different titles that they said were coming to the Switch. Fortnite coming to the Switch, which is like, who cares about any of those things? Then they opened the presentation with this weird robotic game that I don't know if literally anybody in the world cares about it and knew about it and why. It was just so out of place and so weird. And Fire Emblem Three Houses looks amazing, so I was very excited about that, and I was really excited about Super Mario Party. Both of those things looked really great to me. And then the biggest reason why I have postponed this video is because had I made this video last week after the Smash Bros reveal, my opinion of the game would have been a lot different than how I feel right now. I needed the time to think about it and process it, because I must admit, at first, I was extremely disappointed. I was expecting something completely new, completely out of the box, and it immediately screamed port upon first seeing it. Now, as I've had time to really process it, and they've brought back all the characters from past titles, like Young Link, who I loved, and Pichu, and then they added in Daisy and Ridley and fresh faces, and all the different mechanics that they have, and all the stages, and Ice Climbers are back, and, you know, they changed the interface and the loading screen, and lots of new alternate costumes, and they have done a lot, and Smash Bros. Ultimate does look like a standalone title, which to me, it does look like a 4.5 essentially, but that's my opinion, you know. But regardless, I'm excited at this point. At this point, I have got myself excited because I know that the changes that they made are worthy enough to be different, and so I am excited. All in all, across the board, I was very let down by E3 this year. I was pretty disappointed. I didn't think that there was anything that really just caught me off guard and surprised me and was unexpected. I felt like every single company played it very safe and almost forgot that, hey, we have an E3 presentation, like, let's just throw crap together and throw it at them because you know they're gonna buy it anyways, and I just felt very let down. So all in all, I feel like this was probably the worst E3 in the history of watching E3 and experiencing E3 for as long as I've been a gamer, and so I'm really hoping that more things are announced in the coming months, or they have things saved for E3 next year. And Nintendo's Direct, whenever they do that again, I hope we hear more on Yoshi, more on Metroid, more on Pokemon. Like, we didn't get any of the big titles that Nintendo had teased us last year, and it's so confusing to me. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what your opinion of E3 2018 was. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? And why? As always, for videos like this and more, subscribe to my channel. I post every Monday, and sometimes I throw in videos throughout the week. And until next time, guys, I will see you really, really soon.